Okay, same thing you all put in the charts but meanwhile I'm looking at some cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin first, and then after that I'll go into Doge, ADA, XRP. I think we are more or less at the range or the period where it's gonna have a big movement soon so that's why I'll be looking at the cryptocurrency. Okay. So actually our 51k mark is still at that level where we are still looking at uh, possibly 52k lah. I think 51k will be possible if the market reaches there, but more likely than not it should reach 52k should the market break up. Okay, and then the rationale is behind my decision is this okay, the analysis will be, it's just a very simple goal here. Okay, and you can see the market is consolidating this area here. Now there are two possibilities that of how the market can move. Now the more likelihood of it going down is higher than going up okay, and the reason is of course based on trend line itself. Okay, when we did this on a daily time frame, okay, if we mark through the daily time frame, okay, you can see that this is actually the trend line range down here. Okay, but at the same time out of because the odds is still there for it to go up only because of this impulsive movement. Okay, and of course if the market reaches here we kind of reach our 80% target price. If this is 100%, 80%, oh sorry, 80% upwards, right? So if the market reach here is also feasible, just that I am probably gonna short sell here. Sorry, actually I already short sell here but in any case here for short term sell here, sorry, long term sell here, but if the market goes up then I'll do another short position down here. Okay, now of course if you're doing long, I mean if you don't have much capital then don't do very big sell positions here, do small ones is okay. Okay, but if you're looking to buy in, I would say too risky but if you want to buy in still, what I'll do is I'll put a stop loss right underneath this, or because the gap is quite big from this point to this point is about 2k. Okay, so I think somewhere around 1k risk is enough. Then after that your take profit is here, so your risk is this portion here, your rewards is this portion here. Okay, that is if you are looking to buy okay, but personally I wouldn't buy into this at the moment unless the market break up, retest, and then we look for an upside. Okay, so the market is consolidating right now. We could see, let me just get a small flag here. Okay, but this will be quite dangerous to trade as well, because you can see here this is one shoulder, this could be a head, and this could be another shoulder. So my only buy-in position if I'm looking to buy would be somewhere around here. Okay, unless the market break up already this within the next few days, break up, retest, then okay, I will buy it here, because then the market perspective will then be a potential diagonal upwards flag okay, but it's not a very good flag pattern okay. In any case, this would be 100% here, 100% up. Okay, I think we might be able to touch this point here, but again, whether or not it reaches there is hard to say. Okay, however, if we are doing 100% 100%, then we could see the market reach there. I don't like this chart pattern itself, because it's again a diagonal up, not a flat pattern flat pattern is something like that. You must remember this part here, flat pattern is downwards. Okay, then the market consolidate downwards, then go up, right? And usually this consolidation is, if you do a Fibonacci, you can find a break structure here, right? And you can see the impulse here. So if a flat pattern is formed, okay, this should be a 0.618 or 0.786. Okay, so something like that. I'll show you an example. Okay, let's say this is the impulse here. See, I pull up here. Oops, sorry. Okay, this is where the impulse started. This is the peak. This is the consolidation phase, right? So this point here is the flag, right? The market did this, and then the market break. Now it didn't retest to the trend line here, but it kind of hit key levels down here, this point here, okay? This level here. So again, this is the pattern that we're looking at now. You can see the Fibonacci started from here, the impulse. It retested to 0.786, okay? So that's why I am looking for that to happen should the market break lower. But this, for this case here, you can see that the market is rising upwards already. So I wouldn't be so confident to buy in here lah. Personally, I don't like this pattern. Now flat pattern can also be something like that, straight line like that, okay? Then it does this and then go up, okay? So if the market doesn't, but it cannot go upwards like that lah. If it goes upwards like that, this is more of a down pattern, okay? So I would look and see how the market range from here. Right now it's consolidating here like that, okay? If the market break down, then this would probably drop all the way down to this level here, okay? Because it's the next key level, okay? If not the market consolidated downwards like that, right? Then this is where your impulse is. You can do a Fibonacci. Then we could see the market reach here. Then of course 100% to 100% now, okay? Like this part here to this part here, I think will be this point here, okay? So again, we kind of need to wait and see how the market moves. Hey, can you hear me loud and clear? Sorry. Yeah, so I wouldn't be stacking any buy position at the moment. Anyway, it's already at the peak of this consolidation. So if that's the case, then buying here wouldn't be so it wouldn't be at the best price to buy in. Anyway, you can see on a shorter time frame, this should be overbought, or stochastics you can see is crossing downwards. We kind of need to see the rest of the time frame. 1 hour seems okay. It's already ranging in the RSI levels, but again, I wouldn't take the risk to buy into this okay? Anyway, if you see the pattern here, look at this. You see this pattern here. Let me just delete here just to give you all a bit more view. You see this part here and this part here, okay? They are very, very similar. This point here or this area here is something like that right now. So what I'm afraid is that if we go and buy in from here and the market doesn't break up from this resistance, it plunges down like that, okay? Now another scenario is somewhere around here, okay? It did the same thing. It went up a little bit, and then after that, what happened? The market whacked down, right? So you can see at this point here is overbought on a 1 hour time frame. Overbought. So it's still more of a downside than an upside eventually. So we kind of need to wait and see whether the market break out from the trend line itself before making any considerations to buy in to possibly up to 52k, 51k levels. Okay, but again, risk to reward wise for long term is not advisable Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next chart, which is Dogecoin. Okay, Doge is doing fairly better than in terms of the chart pattern itself. It's better than Bitcoin okay. You can see the consolidation really happen. Okay, let's sorry. You see, this is where the impulse started, right? And then after the market, this is the high point. The market retested here, so we should be looking for the market to go up higher. Now you can also see that this area here, okay, could be mirroring either this point here or this point here, okay. I feel it's more likely to be this range here and this range here so we should be looking at market to reach somewhere around here, okay. 42k, about 42 cents level for Dogecoin, okay. Not much for Dogecoin to talk about. I think our target price is still set. It's still set. It's not going to be like very fast, okay. But I should be looking at a head and shoulders coming from this point here so the market is a bit slower, so this should be end of the year or something like that, okay. If Bitcoin fall, I think I perceive that the market should reach this point here, okay, and then maybe Bitcoin will do the tremendous fall thing, and then all the alternate coins will take a deep dive. You can see here, this is where the deep dive came in, right? So this could be where the deep dive will come in again. Okay, so of course if you're trading short term, then we can still buy in for this until this point here. Then we want to be exiting somewhere around this point. Now I'm just doing an estimation, right? But if I look into zooming in the chart, okay, you can see the Fibonacci retracement is there already. Now I just need to do the extension. Okay, so this is one of the key levels. This is a safe take profit zone, right? And secondary take profit zone. Now I never go and aggravation go and test, but you can look here, you see. So I am pretty confident that this is where the market will actually reach to. Okay, this is where it probably will reach, consolidate a bit, similar to this level here. Anyway, it is where there are some short sales position out here, so I believe there are some resting orders here. So what happened is that once the market shoots this down, it's consolidating, it's going to go one more high, right? So 100% here, 100% up. This is where the major fall should come in, and that is where probably Bitcoin will collapse. Okay, like, and then all the alternate coins collapse, right? Now you can see here the drop from this point, okay, it's quite tremendous. But in terms of the pattern itself, we just need to do an inverse version of this. Okay, wait, let me just. Okay, so again, in terms of key level, this is my second, the inner head shoulder, inner head level. This is the first shoulder. Inner head level is down here, second shoulder, and also hitting key levels down here. Now, if the market reaches here, okay, I'm going to clear this because it's very messy or very colorful. Now, if the market reaches to this point here, which is what I perceive the market to do, and expecting the market to reach here, right? If I do a Fibonacci retracement, this should be somewhere around a 0.786 or 618 lah. Okay, so assuming that this is the impulse, or this point here is the impulse. Okay, just assumptions, but you can see here in terms of if the market goes up here, goes back down, goes up again, then we have a head and shoulders here. Okay, and of course we have our falling wedge here with the very huge impulse pull down here, and this will then hit probably our reversal will come in until here, and then the market will consolidate and then go up for our target price. Okay, and this is probably going to be end of the year or mid of next year lah, if we are looking for somewhere around 90 cents to $1. Okay, of course it has been proven that cryptocurrency can suddenly go crazy, like just impulse upwards lah. So we should, if the timeline is correct, then it should be somewhere around end of the year to hit there. But if it could be faster, I don't think it will be lesser for the market to reach at least this point here, somewhere around, yeah, I think somewhere around here lah, end of the year. Okay, again I'm just using the bottom to gauge. Okay, no FA, no nothing. Okay, everything is just based on the price pattern, the range down here. Okay, the distance it took to climb up to that point. Okay, and then the consolidation down. So this movement downwards is just a very small depth or very small range only. So I am expecting it to do something like that. Okay, then we look for the high, but this is a reversal pattern on the downside of the bottom part of the chart. Okay, this area here is the bottom part of the range. Now this is the high, this is the bottom, right? This is a reversal pattern. So I am expecting the market to go up for Doge. End of the year, we could be hitting 90 cents. End of the year, yeah, because October, September we should be around here lah. So end of the year, we probably will hit somewhere around this point here. Okay, or mid of next year. Okay. Now, this point here again, I never really go and, just now I had a Fibonacci extension, but never mind, I'll just put it up here. Okay. Oh, see, my aggravation is quite soon. Secondary take profit is down here. Okay, roughly there lah. This will be my first safe take profit. Anything higher than that will be good. I believe we can hit $1, okay, somewhere around end of the year to mid of next year for Dogecoin. Okay, ADA. Actually, ADA, I sent in, I think I sent in something, or I was doing something back then. I think it's not this chart. I already drew the movement up already. Why It's just a very simple flagpole lah. That's weird. Yeah, you do it here. Okay, never mind. I'll just use here for now. Okay. I think I use this one better. Wait, Phoenix. Okay, so the same thing, the consolidation that I was talking about, okay, to the guys that came in earlier, okay, you can see here, this is the consolidation, right? It's a flag pattern, okay. The flag pattern is this one here, like that. Okay, this is the impulse, which is the first half of the flagpole. The market broke, retest, so 100% here, 100% out, right? Something like that. Oops, sorry. It's still possible for it to rise. Okay, so this is the first half of the pole, but you can see there's a secondary pole here. So you can enter, but not now. Let the market reject a little bit more, which will then complete this part here. Okay, so in terms of 100%, oh, it's not so far also lah. Actually, it's only until here. Okay. Maybe we could go higher lah. Wait, let me just see this. Okay, wait lah. Yeah, actually, not much difference lah. So it's somewhere around here. That will give us about $2.75. Okay, but there will be a pullback first. Already heavily overbought already. Okay, wait, let me just remove this. Okay, so of course, if we are blessed, then the market can just go right up, right? But I would see it possibly falling down a little bit more, just to pull back a little bit and then go back up like that. Okay, that is what I'm expecting the market to do. Let me just save this. Okay, so whether or not the market does that, it's hard to say. Very likely, but because it's overbought lah, so you just want to be very safe. If you're already holding positions, I think now would be a good time to exit. But if you want to take the risk of it reaching $2.75 is also fine. Just that take note that it could fall here, then you buy in more positions. That would be somewhere around $2.30. Okay, and then you'll hit this previous structure level, right? Now you can see here the same thing, previous structure level here, this became resistance, became support. So it's not something that I think I've gone through this multiple of times already, but the market tested. Now sometimes it will test even lower to the it will pull back lower to the inner head, or the lower low lah. Okay, that means they call it a deeper retracement or deep retracement, right? So in any case, this should be how the market, the position where the market will actually exhaust out. Now to test that theory, okay, let's try. I also do not know. I haven't done a Fibonacci extension on this before. At least not that I actually recall lah. Okay, this is where the impulse started. Okay, wait. Let me do a retracement first. Okay, there are two levels that we want to be looking at. One is here and one is here. Okay, should the market not test until that level, I think this is fine. Okay, so we can actually use this point here. Okay, this is in the gray zone. Okay, so I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is quite a safe take profit level already, because I've shown multiple examples to the course students, and I will show it if we come across. Okay, now the safe take profit gray zone is usually our target price is here. Sometimes, rarely, but sometimes the market will reach here and then straight away reject down already. So
So I think based on the price movement of this, the chart pattern, the flagpole length, I think this is a good enough take profit. However, if we are looking at the flagpole from here to here, okay, that means instead of considering the flagpole to be this length here, right, we're considering the flagpole to be all the way down here to down here, okay. Then maybe we can hit higher. Oops, sorry. Okay, then maybe we'll hit this area, the inner head level. I think it's feasible lah, honestly, since it seems to be quite on point for this. So we can be targeting $3.40, 14 cents, $3.13 around there. Okay, I think this point is fine as well. But let the market pull back first, and then we target there. Okay. Now we're gonna move on. I think XRP. I'm doing a bit of crypto first before we move into stocks. Okay. XRP seems to be way better than Doge. Okay. Now why I say that is because the consolidation already happened. You can see down here, if I do a Fibonacci retracement, this is where the impulse started. I do a pullback 0.786. Okay. Okay, down here. Oi, I on. Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, so you can see that the market actually the extension is all the way up to here, and you can see just nice. This is where the impulse sell came in. So I believe here would be a good exit point for XRP. So if you all want to buy into XRP, I think it's fine to buy in. I don't see the market. The market could consolidate a little bit or go a bit lower here, but I think all these are DCA. You all can just buy more positions as the market goes down like that, right? I think it's fine to buy in more positions like down here, around this level here. But we are targeting $1.56, and expecting that's the target price that we're looking at, and then that's where maybe the market will go down and consolidate sideways. Okay, but in any case, in terms of there is a sort of head and shoulders pattern as well, diagonal one. Okay, but I think the head and shoulders pattern here, or I believe, is not the emphasis of this chart pattern. It's more of the pennant pattern here. Okay, so or the falling wedge here. So this impulse here, impulse up, would be somewhere around. Let's just take a look at the price point. Okay. Yeah. Hello, my family all keep coming into my room. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so somewhere around here, I think it's fine for full take profit. Okay, but if you're a bit conservative, then your checkpoints are somewhere around structural levels. Like down here, I think down here is one of the key levels that I mentioned in the last very first few videos for XRP, where I presented itself, where I did mention that these are key levels down here. XRP should hit that level before doing anything, but I kind of expected some sort of major pullback down here before we do a big buy-in, but as you can see, there wasn't any big pullback. It's just a very small pullback, and then the consolidations are all down here. So that's why the retracement levels are a bit more smaller down here. But in terms of extension, we are still reaching those points here. You see, reaching this level of extension level, we kind of have this key level down here. This is a key resistance point. There are major sell positions down here as well, so I believe the market should kind of do a rejection down here. It may or may not be a very deep one, but just be very wary that this is the point where we want to take majority of our take profits first, depending on where you buy in. If you buy in here, that will be a very good upside, but if you buy in somewhere around here, it's still not too bad. Just clock in your take profits first, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Now, of course, this point here, there are also another few reasons why it should reach there. Flagpole position down here, I just mentioned how the consolidation works. So if we do the same consolidation, you can see that there is a chart pattern here. It's not a very nice one for this in this case, but it is still a flag pattern here. Okay, this is the impulse. Okay, should the market go down sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so I think if you are a bit more FOMO and you don't want to miss out, then I think it's still okay to buy in. Then you slowly put more positions in here, but 100% here, 100% up after the breakout, we should anyway, in any case, the market does this, right? This point here should replicate this area here. You can see this break, this point here. Let me just redraw that. Okay, oops. Okay, so this is the 100% of the pole. Okay, if the market retests, this point here is actually this part here. Okay, but then we will hit our key levels, our target price point here, and then of course 100% to 100% up. Right, so let's just do a clarification on that. Okay, I would say here. Okay, so we could be hitting even higher lah. Okay, but somewhere around, I think just to be safe based on Fibonacci as well, this would be a take profit level. But in any case, this is also, this whole area here is just a range of resistance lah. So I think it could even reach to this point here. Okay, in terms of the flagpole height itself. Okay, just be a bit more conservative, but generally this is the chart pattern itself. Okay, so I'll move on to the next one. Maybe just let me screenshot this as well. Oops, sorry. Okay, ADA, XRP, what others? SOL, USD. Okay. I think we really exceeded way past our target price. Okay. I can't remember what was the full chart pattern. Let me check if I have it. Give me a while. SOL USD, SOL USD. I only have one. Where are we on this? Let me just check. 7:14. Oh, this chart don't have enough data. You know? Oh, I don't really have a chart here for SOL. Okay, but it's fine. I think this kind of give us a perspective already. It's quite clear cut down here because I don't have a chart for this. But in any case, this is the one. Okay. Consolidation down here. We kind of have a pennant to possibly a falling wedge. Okay. 100%. Okay, actually we could be going higher than that lah, but okay. Now you can see the market did not retest at all. So just the 100% to 100%. Okay. Which is why we kind of hit our target price already. Sorry, I think this is still here. So yeah, so we kind of hit our target price already. But let's look at the exhaustion level. So do the same thing, Fibonacci retracement. We need to understand whether we actually retrace already. And we can see here 0.786, we have already completed our retracement. So this would have been our potential buy-in. And anyway, you can see that this fall here in May, that time it hit key level down here. Okay, which is actually very good to buy in there lah. Okay, this would have been a very good swing trade. I never really focused on SOL. I only know that their cryptocurrency is related to they got quite a number of credible people on this project lah. Okay, so this is the gray area which I usually give the first safe take profit. Okay, but we could be looking at the market going up here. Okay, since there is no exhaustion at the moment. Okay, this seems to be ranging quite fairly well already. You can see it's no longer in the overbought zone. So if the market consolidates sideways, okay, maybe like that, which I think is already consolidating. Let me just zoom in. We could see it going for one more higher. 92. Wow. Very high. Okay, so anyway, this is what I'm looking at. Okay, this is the consolidation area. Now this is a very small consolidation. It's quite a risky one, but um, because how it might perceive, or how the market might move, is actually like that. Okay, and the market goes down a little bit more before the next push up. Okay, this would then bring us somewhere around the EMA level. So if you're looking to buy in again, I think the buy-in price would be somewhere around $60. Now if you're already holding this, I think it's fine to hold this. Even if it does fall a little bit more, you can just later buy in more positions. Okay, who messaged me? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so this is for SOL. I think the other one, okay, let's look at there was another gaming coin that was a gaming coin that I was looking at, right? Engine, yeah, ENG. Okay, this would be optimal buy-in price at that point. It is going according as we are looking at. We should be looking at the market going to $3 for $1 plus. Okay, $1.59. I mean, from this point, $1.40. Okay, I think this is fine. In terms of reversal, now the market did not actually reach there yet. So the pullback is actually smaller. Okay, so unfortunately, this is, which is not too bad. It's actually better for us. Okay, let me just cannot miss this. Never mind. Okay, now unfortunately the market did not push up impulsively, so we could be looking at a delayed timeline, or the market is really, this is the peak of the market price, and then this is just the pullback itself. So consolidation is happening, and then we're looking for a push up like that. Whether or not this will happen, I think more likely than not, down here should be something like that over the next few weeks. Because you can see here, in terms of chart pattern itself, I can see this point here consolidating somewhere around here. Okay, this is the center. Somewhere here is the center. Okay, so all this noise down here, I believe this market right now, it should do a huge impulse up. If you are looking for short term, I think this is quite a good position to buy in, all the way to this price point, which is $2. Then we look for a position, then we exit there first. Now whether or not the market do a huge rejection, we do not know, but more likely than not, it should do a rejection based on how Bitcoin is moving. I believe Engine will also fall just like the rest of them, which will create a head and shoulders. If I do the comparison itself, let's just do it okay, don't say if. Okay, Dogecoin, which we just now saw already. Okay, you can see that there's this dive in, so we are all expecting this market to kind of reach a certain key level down here, and then do a huge rejection down there. Okay, so even here before the push down, and then for Engine, I think it's somewhere around same in terms of the price point. I think it's the same level, but in terms of chart pattern, is similar to that of Doge But let's say we don't look at Doge, we even look at, I think ADA is also fine. XRP definitely, just now I was showing you guys. Okay, okay, wait, ADA is out of the question. It's no longer following. Okay, I think they are on their own league already. I do need to see Ethereum chart to understand whether their ADA is following Ethereum, because if I'm not mistaken, their chart is very similar. ADA and XRP is more similar. Okay, yeah. So for this one here, for XRP, ADA and Ethereum. Okay, but in any case, this is where I would look at this as, now it's not a head and shoulders for this case here, or inverse head and shoulders, but in terms of the structure, the fallback, it should move similar to each other okay, and it may look like a head and shoulders here, but remember the inverse head and shoulders is a reversal pattern, right? So we cannot conclude and say, oh, head and shoulders, and then it's a buy up immediately. Okay, but the reason why I say this is a buy up is just because of the falling wedge, and then this is just a retracement level. Okay, think generally that's all for this. I think GRT, some of you are quoting GRT as well. Let's just look at GRT as well. BTT. Okay, this is the one at GRT. Yeah, you can see here the patterns are all very similar. GRQ, I think they can, their exposure is until here. That means they can go up to potentially $1 70, yeah, around this point here before the pullback here. And then if this market pullback here, it will hit key levels down here. Okay, so expecting something like that lah. I think this is quite a huge rise lah. Okay, something like that. Okay, now let's look at BTT, last crypto. Anyone want to go through Ethereum? Yeah, BTT is nice. Okay, y'all can look for a buy position for BTT. BTT has a consolidation here, so if we look at, I think I'll just share in the group chat.
Jerome, can I ask? So any of your alternate coin chart actually coincide with the Bitcoin fall that you still we are still looking at? Cause I thought it has been quite clear or what that actually they will follow ADA follow Bitcoin, right?
Correct. So that's why I think other than ADA, right, I think the rest are following Bitcoin's movement. Now that is why in terms of how Bitcoin is moving, right, it's very similar. Right now Bitcoin is still on the climb, right? Okay, so let's use Bitcoin for reference. BTC USD. Hey, by the way guys, was there a very big echo for you guys when Yen talk, right, or when one of you opened the mic, right? Was there echo? Because I'm actually using speakers right now, so I'm just very scared that there's a very loud echo for you guys. Okay, so this is how I would see BTT or all the alternate coins moving. Now unfortunately for Bitcoin, it's a bit more, I would say, different in that sense that I still expect a fall, just like all of them. But in terms of how big of a fall, they may not be the same anymore. Okay, and how I would see it is, okay, wait, just to clarify this, Bitcoin based on Fibonacci retracement as well. I think the last session we had, we could be looking at Bitcoin potentially going higher, and I don't think it will boom up, but there is a chance for it to do that. Okay, because on a very short time frame, let me just take out. Okay, I'm just going to enlarge this first sorry, then I do the comparison. Okay, where was it? Okay, yeah, so assuming that this is where the market, we want to take this as the impulse climb, this point up, okay, from this level here all the way up here. Okay, we kind of sit the 0.618 level. Okay, and that, because of this, just this level here, this could already be a retracement level. Okay, and this is the worst case scenario, is we could see, I mean it's not really worst case scenario lah, but we might not be able to buy in at 16k here. Okay, but more likely than not, we should be seeing, if the market this point here rejects down, right, okay, and all the alternate coins, let's say, move together and drop below, okay, to this level here. Okay, because right now if we're looking at the market to climb, it's until here, right? But then you can see here, based on, okay, I'm just going to clean my chart first because it's so messy. Okay, I'm going to pull back the Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, so let's say this is 0.618. Now if you go to weekly time frame, okay, or I think in this case monthly would be better. See, monthly time frame itself, we're actually sitting on very tight on a retracement point already. Okay, so because of this position, it may actually just continue upwards, but it's not, it's very rare that this happens. Okay, it's just that right now this reversal pattern, as what I've mentioned in the past few, I think last 2 months, I did mention that this is what is more likely to happen. But what I am expecting is something like that. Okay, the market to kind of push it down. Okay, so then we go back to this point here, meaning to say in terms of Fibonacci retracement is something like that. Okay, then this is the 0.786, which is on this level here. Should the market, you know, fight back, right? I think it's something like that. Should the market fight back, then 0.618, right? So it does something like a flat pattern here, like that. Okay. Whether you see stocks, whether you see forex, you see other crypto, they always do something like that. Okay. So the thing is this, is that for most of the chart, okay, so back to the alternate coins, on your question, you can see they actually already did the pattern finish already. They already completed that pattern. Okay. Okay, 0.618, this one 0.786, they tested to 0.786. In terms of consolidation, they have already completed the consolidation phase already. Okay, so this is their one, right? So they kind of have multiple touch points. Of course, this part here, this is a break, this is a retest, and then, you know, something like that. But Bitcoin, this is based on daily, and this is based on monthly. So now let's move to monthly and see how they move. Okay, now you can't do that consolidation because they have already pulled back to 0.618. Okay, 0.786 in fact. And the thing is, you can see here, that's why I say that this is quite we are in a bit of pickle for Bitcoin to see whether it's gonna drop all the way down to this range here. Okay, this range here, it may not even drop to this range here or this range here, because if you can see all the cryptocurrencies, or whether you see the stocks chart, the 0.786 or 0.618 level, they usually start to move upwards. Okay, something like that after that, or they do a sort of like a pullback or a squeeze. Okay, that means they go for one more down and then they go up, right? But I don't think that all these altcoins will do that, or most of the altcoins will do that, because they have already tested to quite a number of significant levels lah. Okay, you see, even if I move here, they kind of tested to 0.786. Now the Bitcoin did not test to 0.786. Okay, but the benefit of doubt is that it did test to 618. Okay, if I scale this upwards, right, to this point here. Okay, okay, I actually never even test until there lah. So to me, Bitcoin has not done a proper retracement, and there's no key level down here for it to sit by. So I still expect Bitcoin to fall. So your question is whether or not the alternate coins will follow Bitcoin. I think they will follow to a certain extent, but not all the way. And eventually they will face, like, they will be more independent lah. Like how ADA is moving right now, I feel it's quite independent. But let's see Ethereum to just compare that lah, because I do not know whether Ethereum, I haven't seen Ethereum chart lah, so I kind of need to see. Okay, so even Ethereum itself okay, let me just clear this out. So looking at Ethereum chart and looking at ADA chart then we can determine, kind of understand like which chart follow which chart. So you can see Ethereum follows ADA follows Ethereum charts more likely. Okay, but Ethereum chart itself is, in my point of view, is healthier than Bitcoin in a lot more. And why so is because they kind of have a deeper pullback. Okay, and also because their chart pattern itself is already completed the this point here lah. Okay, it's not very clean down here, but we kind of have a falling wedge here of panel pattern here. Okay. Now even for ADA itself, they also have the same thing. Okay. But for Bitcoin, they don't have that. They don't have a full retracement. So let's look at this retracement. And their impulse here very clean now. So assuming that this is where the market impulse started from, or down here itself. Okay, 0.786 has been tested. Down here, I don't even need to move until there lah. Okay, just this point is enough. Okay, tested to 0.786 and then it started climbing up. Right, so at the very least, this has already been tested too. But for Bitcoin itself, okay, now unfortunately, the not so nice part is that it did not test to this level here, like I can see. Oh, it tested before. Yeah, even Ethereum tested before the structure levels here, you see. Whereas for Bitcoin it did not lah. So my biasness on Bitcoin is more likely that it will drop further. Whereas the alternate coins are, but ADA will definitely not follow lah. In my perspective, it will not follow Bitcoin chart, but more of Ethereum. And then in terms of the rest, right, I don't think they will take a huge plunge down. I may be wrong about this because it happened before, but I believe that it will still come down. It's just that because like what I've drawn for Dogecoin, okay, and not only Dogecoin, I think it's just not XRP as well. Oops, why this one got Bollinger Bands one? Okay, like Dogecoin itself, and let's say yeah, so my perspective is something like that lah. The market will go up here, and then somewhere around that point here. So for Bitcoin, we could see the market, reaching. That's why I say it could reach to 51k, 52k. It's quite a possibility of it reaching those range lah. Okay, and then from there we look at the reversal, meaning to say, yeah, I just want to use that puffing line. Okay, so it could go up to this point here, the remaining part here, to reach all the alternate coins will then follow up until this point here. Then the huge fall comes in again. Now we're not looking at this huge fall, but we're looking at this fall here, okay, which will then create the head and shoulders pattern for most of the alternate coins. Okay, so this will then create this head and shoulders pattern, and then if they fall, they hit key levels down here, support, resistance, support, resistance, now support, right? So something like that. Okay, but also for Bitcoin, I see it falling even further, or maybe it will crawl down. Okay, but eventually it will kind of drop to this point here. Now in any case, it drops to say down here, then it started going up. Okay, this would be then a different chart pattern. It could still be it could be a pennant or whatever, but I think at this point here, because we lack of data at this point, and I cannot determine in terms of, in my own opinion, I'm still looking for it to fall lah, okay, for Bitcoin. But for all the other alternate coins, I don't believe they will fall all the way to this point here, because they have already tested key levels. Now for example, they retested or they really hit retracement levels. Okay, that's my whole point. They may not touch the key level like this point here. Okay, so down here you can see it did not reach all the way here. Okay, I don't expect it to reach all the way there, but at the very least, it did already retrace to 0.786. All the alternate coins, most of them already retraced 0.786, but Bitcoin did not even retrace to 618. Okay, or if we really want to do a stretch, then like some all the way to here, then yeah, maybe they retrace to 618. Okay, but you can see here it didn't even touch now. Okay, but there is no consolidation. So when there's no consolidation downwards, there's no I would say the bulls did not rest enough. That means the buying pressure has not rest enough. So they are probably gonna slow down a little bit, and then this is where the market start to come down. Then only a huge push up will come in. Okay, again, all this is based on TA. Okay, FA may fall in line, but we kind of need to see how it goes lah. But in terms of just the TA itself, we're kind of overbought right now. Whether or not the market reaches to 51k itself is something that I cannot. In my own opinion, I believe it can still reach there. Okay, and possibly reach there, but based on the short term consolidation here. Okay, so I could see it reaching here to even here. Okay, but in terms of long term wise, I go to monthly time frame. I don't see it, impulsing upwards like crazy lah. Okay, it did happen for some charts before, but let me just show you an example in terms of TA perspective and charts that did something similar. Okay, so tried to do something similar but did not manage to go through. Okay, I think maybe Tesla already have one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I did kind of see it before, but I can't remember where it came from. Okay, let me. Yeah, maybe this is possible. So you see, this is how the market look like right now. Tesla is ahead, okay. Tesla is ahead. Okay. So at this point here, the market kind of reached until here and then it started rejecting. But you can see this impulse rate here and then the slow climb up, right? So what happened is that Tesla kind of fall back down. And then at the very least, from this point to this point, Tesla did test 0.618. Now, from a daily perspective, actually, I'm looking at Tesla to still potentially drop, okay, go one more level down. I still have that perspective lah, because based on my Tesla chart here, which I already drawn out. This is quite some time ago lah. This is the first one. The second updated one, I sent in, but apparently it did not break upwards. Okay, so it's a bit messy, but let me just zoom it in. Okay. So you can see the consolidation, how the market consolidated this way. Okay, and then after that down here, to me it's like a giant flagpole lah. Then I'm still looking for down. This is 100% down, then the upside. Okay, so if we use Bitcoin to compare side by side, I think just now was okay, and then I go to 4 hours time frame. Okay, remember just Bitcoin being behind Tesla, okay, in terms of TA perspective. Okay, so we are somewhere around. Okay, I'm just going to clear all these lines first. Okay, so this whole climb up position, okay, this whole area here could be this point here. Okay, or from this point here onwards, this area here is actually this point here itself. So the consolidation is something like that. So if we do hit 51k, there is somewhere around here, so the height will be, the market should test until here. Okay, in any case. I can't zoom out already, but okay, so something like that, and then we see the market rejecting. So something here, the market reached up there and then started rejecting down. But right now we are still, it's still very gray right now, in terms of how. But I don't believe Tesla is not the only chart reference, okay, or Bitcoin, how Bitcoin is moving compared to other charts, okay, whether is it stocks, crypto, even gold also we can use the comparison. I just need to find a similar pattern, okay. But in terms of how it will look like, it's something like that. So I think we can maybe find one from gold. I'm not sure, but let's see. XAU USD. Yeah, I think gold is okay to use as a reference. Okay, so this is monthly time frame on gold, but if we use the daily time frame, okay. Now you see about the thing about gold is that, yeah, you all can see the pattern here lah, but this is daily time frame. Again, this is monthly time frame for gold. Okay, so the market consolidated, and then what happened is that it kind of created a few touch points. Okay, now unfortunately for this one, we did not test lower, but we did do a retracement level down here. So that's why I say, in terms of how the market can potentially move upwards, this is the part that we could see Bitcoin going up. So if gold, I'm going to say, I think 3 months, 3 months time frame. 3 months, even 3 months cannot. Let's say 1 year, 12 months. Okay. 12 months you can see the Fibonacci retracement. Okay. 618, a bit hard to put it down but somewhere around here I guess. Okay, so 618 down here, this is how the market kind of impulse up. So for Bitcoin, monthly time frame, this is what I'm trying to say. If the reversal, but you can see this is very clean pullback, whereas this one not so clean. So this is what could potentially happen. That meaning to say that there's a very small pullback until here, and then the market go up. So on the daily time frame itself, so I say if it doesn't break past this level here, this point here, this is the position where I want to be looking at. If the market pull back here and then start going back up, right, then this is very likely to happen. This pattern is very likely to happen. That means this whole point, this whole part here is already a retracement itself. Okay, that means this whole part here is already a retracement. So this is why I would think that this is the only chart reference that I can show you for if the market from here just start climbing up all the way lah. So it doesn't really do a proper pullback. So you can see here I cannot do I cannot even do a flat pattern here. You see, right? And this is the scenario that is a bit different, but more often than not they kind of do they kind of create that pullback level. So this is go in 12 months, right? But if I do go in daily time frame, for instance, right, then you will see the consolidation, and you will see the let me just use here for instance. Okay, because I want to show you on a bigger time frame. Sorry, a bigger chart. Actually, USD. Okay. This is monthly time frame. Let's look at daily time frame. Okay, so something like that. So let's say this is the impulse, and this is the pullback. You see how the market will test to the 0.786, 0.618 level, and then they try to consolidate this way down. Okay, and then they start to impulse up again. And it's a repetitive pattern. Whether you do it downwards or upwards is the same. It's just that at the point of time how Bitcoin is moving, it's a bit more like go on a 12-month chart. That is why I would say that there is a possibility that Bitcoin may not just immediately fall back or pull back down. That's the downside that I just spotted like quite a few days back lah. Okay, so this is how I would see it lah, in terms of, let's say, monthly time frame. Actually I already showed you all the reference so we don't have to go see it again, but in terms of monthly reference, usually after a impulse up, they kind of do a pullback downwards. Whether is it daily, monthly, it's the same. Okay, because depending on the how people trade and how much of buy or sell positions there are in the market right now. But in terms of this, I don't see the market straight away booming up. But again, there's a possibility, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys that in any case you bought some positions or you want to look to buy positions, it's still okay and you're holding it. But the level to be to KIV would be the key point down here. Okay, so wherever you bought it in, okay, this is the key level that you want to be focusing on. 40k would be the area where if the market does not go down, okay, then this will potentially, if it doesn't break downwards from here, right, then this is potentially going to go higher. Okay, so similar to gold in the past, okay, you can see, this is the level, this is the area of interest. Okay, wait, let me show. Okay, sorry, down here is the level of interest. Okay, so you can see the market did not break past this level here. Okay, so same thing here. Down here is where the market started to reject, and then we kind of see the market not breaking through that structure level. Our structure level is down here. So resistance, support, resistance, and now support. So as long as the market doesn't break past this level here, we should be looking at market to move upside. But if the market breaks past this level here, then the flat pattern comes in to play, meaning to say or falling wedge lah, whichever how depending on how it consolidate, then this will come into play. Okay, and then going up. But if it doesn't even break past this line, then unfortunately we won't be looking at the market to go back down there. Okay, so this area here, so we all have to just be very careful at the 40k range. Okay, is the area of interest, because if the market break downwards, this is more likely to happen. From a very short term perspective, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, something like that. You can see the jitter down here lah. Okay, this point here, let's say for instance down here lah, this whole area here, or this whole area here, where the markets crawl down and then push up, right? From a very large perspective, okay, actually not, it's just this whole area here lor, at this point here. Okay, so this is the lowest point already, and then the market start to push up. Okay, but there's a consolidation at this point here, so you see the area here is the consolidation, something like that. I had a call miss so much. Oh, not really a lot lah actually. Okay, a bit. Okay, but it's because this is quite heavy information right now lah. Okay, so you kind of need to, sorry, let me just do my support and resistance level properly. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so if the market, try to climb down, then this is how it's going to be. It's going to be choppy, it's going to be messy, but eventually if it doesn't break past the level here, which we are not looking for the chart to break past this level here, this is definitely the rejection point where it will shoot up. But if the market doesn't even break past this level here, okay, that means the market right now at this point here, actually sorry, this level here, this point here, okay, sorry, this is the level here. The market has to break past this level here. Okay, in terms of the level is down here. Okay, this point here. So what we're looking at is something like that, where this whole consolidation phase, this point here, okay, this part here, let me box it in. This part here, cannot bring over, is this part here. Okay, so if the market doesn't break past this level, this support, all this squeeze point here, right, you can see, okay, let's say I put the box here like that, okay, that means I'm putting the box here like that. You can see this is the level that the market did not break past. Okay, this point here, this is gold, this is Bitcoin. Okay, gold is the physical asset, right? Bitcoin is the digital asset. Okay, if the market doesn't break past here, eventually it will consolidate and go up eventually. Okay, something like that. Oh, I don't know why I got a zigzag here. Okay, and then what happens is it shoots up. Okay, now the downside about this is gold is the one leading because it has been in the industry for ages, right? So that's why they got 12 months time frame, right? That's how we got the same pattern that Bitcoin on a monthly time frame can do. Okay, so this is what I am looking at. If Bitcoin moves like gold, then this is how it's gonna happen. But if Bitcoin drops further than that, then the target price is here. Okay, and then this is where we buy in. Okay, then this will create a flat pattern. But do you all understand that concept so far? Okay, so this is the difficult part that we are at right now, or rather the change area. But it is gonna fall. Okay, you can see Bitcoin here, gold itself, it hit the trend line, right? This is the first time it's hitting the trend line. So I am expecting a sort of rejection because this is the first time hitting the trend line. You can see on gold itself, it hit the trend line. So the market high was here, and then it went back down all the way to here. So in any case, I am expecting the market to go back down to at least this point here. Okay, 35k ish, and then we see how it goes. Whether is it gonna create another green candlestick here or bullish pattern here? Because I can tell you on gold, we have a lot of short term buy positions down here, something like that. You see, market consolidated here. Okay, but remember there's an impulse here, so this is the impulse movement, right? Then the market consolidated and then it rise up for another push up. So this would have been my first take profit. Then it consolidated here again. Then we go for another. So my flagpole here to here, flagpole here to here. Okay, so it's evergreen one, right? If it's downwards, it's the same, right? So that's how I found out the gold shorting Bitcoin short positions, or why I would short the market back then. It's the same rationale. The impulse, then the consolidation, then the impulse. Then depending on the pole, whether there's a flagpole, then we look for the flagpole take profit levels. So in any case, for gold itself, you can see how it actually reached a high, or how it started climbing upwards. So if Bitcoin is going to climb upwards, we will be able to see it, okay? And then we'll catch all the small buy-ins. But whether or not you want to buy in is expensive lah, right? So it depends on whether you all see it worth to buy or not lah. So in any case, there should be some sort of rejection first lah, okay? Then from here on, I should see, whether the market is going to start doing some sort of impulse movement, and then whether the consolidation phase and things like that. But if it doesn't, and then it starts to show signs of weakness, then we will look for sell position. Those signs of weakness will be similar to the movement like that lah, okay, downwards lah. So a huge movement down, something like that, and then the market consolidate, then you look for another downside, okay, which is what I draw for Tesla lah. Okay, so that's why Bitcoin, I will come back into it again, but whether or not the alternate coins follow, I doubt that it will follow. But if Bitcoin rises like crazy, then of course the alternate coins will rise like crazy. However, if all the alternate coins decides to rise like crazy, then Bitcoin decides to fall, it's also possible. It's just that because the market sentiments that is how people perceive the market to be. If Bitcoin fall, all the alternate coins has no value. So that's why everybody will trade according or together with Bitcoin. But of course, in my perspective, is propaganda as well lah. People manipulating market and things like that. So, in my opinion, I would say that the market falling all the way down, for Bitcoin is still feasible, okay. But for short term wise, it is more likely to fall than rise. But long term perspective, again, we're still looking for a rise, whether is it from here or from here, okay. So in any case, the next buy-in position that we will look at is at 30k ish, okay. Instead of looking at 16k, we will look at 30k, and then from 30k we decide whether or not we want to we will see whether the market is will be more reactive than predictive. So depending on how the market react to or how the market react, then we will trade. If the market doesn't break past this level here, 34k, and it starts to show signs of weakness for sell, that means it's going more upwards, bullish, right? Then we will start to do buy positions already. But if the market break past this level and it shows signs of weakness, then we will then look for our buy entry at 16k to 20k levels, okay. So this is the only thing that I can think of for gold and Bitcoin, but it correlates to gold chart pattern, but in a very large time frame, because again gold has been around for ages, right? And gold was the physical was the assets back then, right? But now in terms of Bitcoin is the digital asset. So unfortunately, we may not see Bitcoin falling all the way down here, okay. Just take note to it, just for you all to kind of understand that we may or may not be looking at buy positions earlier than expected, okay. But of course, if you look at gold from a daily perspective, okay, or monthly, I think daily perspective, weekly perspective, okay. Back to this again, there is a consolidation here, okay. It's not a very nice one, okay, but the consolidation story is something like that, okay. Yes, will you keep us buy entries for Bitcoin? I can lah actually. If you all let me know, then I will sound the alarms lor. Actually, I got put alarms for quite a number of charts the last time. The reason why I don't look at Bitcoin because I don't think that it was in demand. But now it seems like you guys are more you are like on the ball with this crypto now lah. But this is what I'm looking at for gold at that point of time. I'm not expecting here, but more of down here to be the consolidation. So if we are looking at this, there are so many charts that did this. So again, Doge for instance, right? That's why I say Doge. All this will be a rise because okay, this one don't have data. Doge, USD. I want all it. Doge. Right. I think everybody wants to all in at that point, but okay. So use Doge for instance. Look at this. This is gold again. Okay, this is Doge. Okay. In terms of chart pattern wise, they are very similar to a certain extent. Okay, but I think just now XRP was like the most closest one. Okay, so this is how it looks like for Doge. Okay, the high here, the squeeze here is a bit ugly lah, but it's very similar. Now, if we look at XRP, I think it's closer. Okay, can you see the similar pattern? I do believe there's going to be a pullback, a deep pullback, okay, which will come eventually, and that will then create that second shoulder. Because if you look at this, can you see that? Okay, here also got a deep pullback lah, but generally this is what I'm looking at. This point here, okay, the market should come down to create that second shoulder. Okay, whether or not is it now or when, I'm not sure yet. Okay, we kind of need to see how the market will move for more data. Okay, but this is generally what I would see lah. Okay, and then that pullback, whether or not it tests trend line, it doesn't matter. Like here, it never really, okay, I tested lah the trend line here. Okay, but whether or not it tests, it doesn't matter. The thing is, it hit the, you see this is the major sell off where the market started. There's a huge sell position here. This is our huge sell position here. Okay, so we kind of want to wait for the market to reach that sell position, and then we look for that drop to come. Okay, but in any case, this is the closest I can find in terms of reference. Yeah, I think gold is one of the nicest chart to show reference to lah. Okay. Okay, so I think that's more or less crypto. I will alert you guys for crypto. Oh, H bar. Okay, let me just do H bar before we end off. Okay, since it's also under crypto. Also looks very bullish. Okay, just remember this, guys. There is a pullback. As long as the pullback hit retracement level, we kind of want to look for buy entries there. Okay, this seems to be very nice buy entry actually down here. Okay, now you can see the consolidation already happened. Okay, now whether or not it comes down again, it could come down again. Okay, but in any case, whether or not it comes down again, I'm not so sure yet lah. But this is pretty nice for a pretty sick buy-in position down here lah. So I bought in here. How high can it go? Now I do a Fibonacci retracement. Trust me, this will be 0.76. Okay, or 618 actually not here. Yeah. So if it does do a pullback, one more pullback, then that means the market instead it goes to one more level down. That means down here we do another pullback, another push down, and go up. It's also feasible. Okay. Then this would be a major buy-in, because if it drops here, we kind of hit key levels down here. Okay. I believe it will go and test to this level here lah. In any case, if it does do a drop down, right? But let's do a extension level. Right now, this is the lowest. So my first take profit here seems to be quite decent. Second take profit is down here. Okay, this take profit would kind of be the flagpole position lah, okay, or very close to that level. Okay, so I would say it's pretty close down here. Okay, but I think more likely than not we should be hitting this point here. Okay, and then it could scale even higher than that, depending on whether there's more continuation patterns. Like example, again I'm going to reference gold. Example, when the market does continuation patterns like that, one, then after it go up very again, then it does another flagpole here and then another pullback, right? And then this pullback also create another consolidation, then it goes up again, right? So let's say if it's downwards, the same thing happens. This is the impulse, this is the pullback, or this is the consolidation, this is the impulse down again. Okay, first half down here. Okay, but in any case, this is just what I'm trying to show you guys lah. So in terms of H bar itself, it seems good for a long term. Or short term is just until here lah, right? But if the market allows us to buy in, then the buy-in will be when the market consolidate, then we buy in again. Okay, so this is what we're gonna trade if given the opportunity. Now the downside about this is that my team does not have a screener for crypto, and that's why we do not give up crypto charts. Without a screener in terms of FA, in terms of understanding whether the company value or is in good, because crypto we do not know. Crypto got no proper FA one, honestly. Is everything is market sentiment. There is no company earnings. There is no earnings from the cryptocurrency. So because of that, it is very difficult to perceive whether the crypto has value or not. So that is why my team is not touching crypto. Okay, I do crypto, but my team don't do crypto. So in terms of the signals itself, I may not be able to give, like what my team has sent out all those charts, but probably I will take screenshots and do the analysis, draw the chart patterns like that, and then send in. If not, I would rather do a live session for cryptocurrency, and then set the alarms, and then of course if the alarm rings, and then you'll just follow through the trade itself lah. Okay, that's just how I would think crypto signals would come in. So anyway, in this case here, H bar would be a good buy-in. Now would be a good buy-in. If it falls to 16 cents, it's also a good buy-in. Okay, but in any case, we are looking for 46 cents for take profit. Okay, now I think that's more or less it. But H bar seems to be very good lah. Okay, in terms of new cryptocurrency, if you guys know of any new cryptocurrency launching, or you think you heard some rumors and things like that, just send it in. There's a way to actually see whether the cryptocurrency has value or not. Okay, that part is a bit more tricky because it's not guaranteed, but it is a quick in and out kind of thing lah. So let's say for instance, we do not know of Engine, we do not know of SOL example, and then I hear the news of this gaming coin, right? Then I decided, okay, this is a good buy. The easiest way is to check the company background and who are the people involved in it. If there are no credibility to the people, then don't invest in it, because more likely than not, they are not say scam coin lah, but they are not supported with actual value. Okay, but if people with credibility works on it, there must be a reason why they are putting their name at stake. There must be a reason why that cryptocurrency can work, because there are good people developing it, and there are good reasons to invest in it because there are people moving it. Okay, so like the gaming coin and things like that, Engine is used by Squaresoft, Square Inc., quite a lot of companies lah, gaming industry wise. So that's why I believe in some of the I think that time there's one more Sandbox one, the Sand cryptocurrency as well. So I think those are good cryptocurrency for long term. Yeah, so I think that is how you would see a new crypto, whether there's value. Of course, you like see Shiba coin, all that, you do not know who's the person behind it. You only know there's community and there's a Discord to it, but who's behind the Discord, you do not know. It can be me, it can be somebody else, and then why would I want to invest in something like that? Then that is actually, gambling or in my perspective lah. Right? So if you heard of a cryptocurrency and you want to find out, let me know, or you can do your own background research. Then maybe there's value to add in to to pump in. But again, if there is no credibility to that to who's behind it, then don't take the risk. Just find something else. Okay. I think that's more or less for cryptocurrency. Now let's jump into stocks. Okay. So TSM. Okay. TSM is which one? This one. Taiwan Semiconductor. Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh. Okay, one thing I don't like, I mentioned before, I always check the monthly time frame, right, before I consider any daily or short-term trades, because the monthly time frame will give me a perspective of.
Hey Jerome, did you intend to record like separate for crypto and stocks?
Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding. Okay, let me stop the video first and then we record. Thank you for reminding me.